this episode is called Alberta's Finest, and it'll become apparent, throughout the episode.
Because we've got some of Alberta's finest on our hands.
We've got them lined up. Yeah, we're celebrating right now, Alex. We're celebrating right now because I got a COVID test and it was negative.
Woo!
I had an interaction with a madman last weekend, who the interaction ended with him spitting on his hand and trying to make me shake it. What in the fuck? Listen, people of all day breakfast, we need to calm down. This was insane. Why do these people talk to me?
You keep getting... I only have encounters on the internet. You keep getting face-to-face. It's your fault for being out. That's what the problem is. You should have stayed home.
I'm out there trying to...
Because the only people who are out right now are the anti-maskers. Because everyone else is staying home and listening to the rules.
I was near plexiglass. I was just there with a stranger. So.
Not by choice. I've heard.
Died, but I didn't.
I've heard it was not by choice.
No, it wasn't by choice. And then a few days before that, I got a haircut. Mm-hmm. And I got a haircut, and the lady that was giving me a haircut, because I don't go to expensive places, because it's just like, zoop, zoop, like it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, you just get the dude. You're like, whatever most guys get. Hit
High
it up.
top fade, please. Give it to me.
Hit it up. Whatever most guys get did you get a faux hawk when everyone was getting faux hawks?
No.
Did you always?
I had long hair for a while.
Oh, you had the flow for a bit?
Yeah.
Right.
But
you've just been doing the everyman for a little while.
Just been doing the everyman for a while, yeah. Because a lot, it takes a lot of effort and stuff. Yeah. I like to be able to just roll up and be like, my hair is ready.
Yeah.
So I sit down, and immediately she's just like, oh man, the media is too tough on Jason Kenney, and like,
you're a Tommy Guns, weren't you?
I was. That's where all my hairdresser stories come from. There was the one where the lady was like, "It's a tough time to be white." Am I right? That was also a Tommy Guns.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what happened.
A different Tommy Guns.
I don't know what happened to them, bro. When they opened the first one in South Common, I don't know if they were like elsewhere before.
Yeah.
But they came in, and I remember being like, "Yo, this is sick. You can get like the hot shave, and they like have like free pop and like a little arcade upstairs and stuff."
Yeah.
And you went, and it was sweet, and they all had like it was good looking hairdressers. It was like their whole thing. They're like, we got young hot hairdressers and arcade and like
we're cool.
It's wicked, and it was fun. You get the hot shave, and now it's like Great Clips, but like a little better.
Yeah.
It's like the level up of Great Clips.
If Great Clips didn't exist, it would be Great Clips.
It's like the Quiznos to Great Clips Subway. You get it baked.
Yeah,
they don't ask if you want a toaster or not.
This is kind of different. I guess this should cost more.
It's baked in an oven, not a microwave.
It comes with a drink. It's so weird, though. I always get the most like people that are just like, finally, a guy I can talk to. And I'm like, no.
He seems like the one.
Yeah, not a guy you can talk to.
Yeah,
bro.
do you think she hits every dude? Like, because do you think I've always tried to for my own sanity, stave away from like having the same conversation with every customer.
Totally.
But I know waitresses who will have a fucking dead set script for like customers.
Oh,
that,
really?
Like, yeah, it's like they just know, and like they just have the same conversation all day, pretty much.
Huh.
And so I wonder if she did that. Like she
Is
just
it
has
the
the same conversation with every table.
Yeah, instead of something like normal, that someone would be like, "Hey, that was good." She's like, "I'll do something memorable."
Yeah. Or I think
I don't want to be talked about on a podcast.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but I'm seeing so many more of these people that are just like out there saying things, and maybe things that they shouldn't so loudly.
I had a dude in a truck. It's very interesting working at the lube shop.
Oh yeah,
doing the old lube and pube, because they're in their own whip, so like you can't make them do anything.
Yeah,
except like if they're smoking, you can be like, "Hey, put that out." People, you'd be shocked. 2 people last week. One dude came in smoking, and one dude like lit up in the car.
Oh, really?
In the shop, and we're like, "Put that out."
No.
So, they don't have to wear their masks and whatever. And then one dude, we're like,
"Oh yeah."
You give them the thing, and then they pay, and then you're like, "Hey, do you want hand sanitizer?" And then this one dude was like, nah. And then like leaned out his window and he was like, sorry, boys, not part of the fucking... Oh, what did he say? He's called it like the...
God.
Oh, it wasn't plandemic. He had like another thing that was super funny. What's the other word? Not pandemic, but I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, that's fine.
But yeah, he called it like a conspiracy in some way, and whatever. But he like screamed it like in the shop, like out, and was like, "Huh, boys!" Like looking around at like all the guys, like, "I'm not part of the old fucking condemic, bro."
Yeah. All right,
Like,
dude. Good for you, bro.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and like when you're in these positions, like you as the employee, you can't really just be like, buddy, fuck off.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting in a hair seat there, they have scissors and they could fuck your hair up.
Yeah, and like she's already started. You can't be like, I would like someone else to finish this.
Someone else tag in.
Excuse me, is anyone not crazy here?
And here's the thing. They do a not bad job.
Yeah.
The crazy people do a not bad job.
They do fine.
Now I can't go to Tommy Guns anymore. I should try and get them to sponsor this podcast unknowingly.
No, you got to
Tommy Guns. We're not Quick Clips.
You just got to get a hairdresser. How old are you?
Well, I mean, in the past I've had them, but then I'm like, I'm getting such a simple thing done. Why? And I know you're just gonna get fucking hosed if you go somewhere expensive.
No, get like a hairdresser. Don't go somewhere expensive. Like get a lady.
Oh, I don't.
Or a guy.
No, I've never had a lady or a guy.
Yeah, you find like one, and then if they leave, you leave with them.
Ooh, that's okay.
That's how you got to do it. Because then you know, first of all, it's better for conversation wise. Because you don't get crazy conspiracy. You can actually just like, you know someone who knows you. So you can actually talk about like real things.
That's true.
You can be like, oh yeah, this is what my job was like since I seen you last. Like,
yeah.
Because you
normal
see them,
conversation.
Yeah, you see them like once a month. So instead of just having that like awkward first date conversation with a hairdresser every time, where sometimes she's a psycho and sometimes she's cool, you just have a person that you know.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. For many years, I went to the hairdresser like once a year.
Once a year.
When I had like big, bushy hockey flow.
That's awesome.
But now, man, it's getting like, I'm feeling, they know that I'm getting old because it's not like a quick pass by the ear. It's like, they're getting all the ear hairs out of there. And she's like, hey, can I trim your eyebrows? And I was like, oh man, I don't have anyone in my life to be like, your eyebrows are fucked. I also was some big like old man like stragglers, dude. I'm getting there. It's
so funny. They're taking their time, being like, I need to help this guy out.
Yeah, like
it's like when
your eyebrows are fucked, bro.
It's so funny when I roll in there. It's like a 2020 Kia coming through. They're like, this thing's fine. It's covered in plastic. Just fucking get it out of here, drain it out, and send her off. When you come in, it's like an old Buick. So some lady's been driving it since like brand new. You're like, this thing only has 57,000 K on it. What? Let me see it. Like, okay, you know what? Let me shine these tires up for you.
Yeah, but I was like, you know, when they stop at the ear and it takes a minute for them to go, see the hair flying.
Yeah, you're getting a little TLC in that.
Like, wow, I'm getting.
See, that's the other thing. You get the lady who knows where your weird hairs grow. She doesn't have to look for him. She just.
That's true. I mean, I would really be focused on someone with a good like scalp massage. Because that's really the whole thing. I would never get my hair cut ever without that. Yeah, it's just like, this is great. You know when they try and talk to you through it? It's like, come on.
Like, just let me relax.
This is the only relaxing moment of my day.
Let me go. Let me go night-night.
Yeah, I also think that COVID's bullshit.
Yeah, no masks. No masks. No masks.
Getting a haircut and a mask is so weird. It's covered in little hairs. You're just like,
they get trapped inside of it, probably.
Yeah.
If the hairs can get in, how can the COVID not get in?
It's exactly fucking it, man. That's exactly it. Holy man. These people, it makes me not want to go out anymore.
Bro, I saw
isolate.
This chick that used to be a comedian shared this post about like some guy stood up at like the Edmonton Council and like there's like a transcript of what he said. He's like, before I begin, let me read you my credentials, blah, blah, blah. And if you just like Googled the guy's name and like any of the credentials that he said, like not him, like just not him at all. You could Google what he said he was and then put that into Google and then see who actually holds that title. And it's not him.
Oh my
For like 4 separate things. Like he said he was like a doctor of whatever and like head of some shit.
Oh my
like, God. Totally not him.
It's like, we have the internet, right?
And then he was like, well, masks don't do anything. Like, there's no science behind blah, 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 blah. And some fucking chick shared this. Like, finally someone, like, speaking out. Like, and, like, someone who's, like, talking about, like, how we need more care for the elderly and how masks don't work. And I literally just sent her like a bunch of links to like the actual people. I was like, this is the real guy's name. Like, this isn't him. Like, here's a Snopes thing about this actual article because it's that bullshit that Snopes had to be like, nope, this guy's a liar. And then like also here's a whole bunch of like peer-reviewed studies about the science behind masks. Like, they totally work. Like, also the dude said that like it's no worse than SARS and Ebola. So here's a whole bunch of charts that compare them. Like, it's clearly worse. Like, the data is evident right there in front of you. Like,
I know. I'm just getting sick of being like, I'm just trying to follow the rules. I don't know. Whoa, buddy, you're a sheep.
I'm getting sick of like people. It's so easy. It's literally so they've made it so easy for us to access everything.
Oh, I know, but that's all fake news, bro.
But like, it's so crazy that people are like, yeah, look at the sources, and then you're like, dude, you look at this. Do that. If you look at the sources, you would realize how fucking legit this was. You stupid idiot.
Oh yeah, the CDC would say that though.
I love it, dude.
Okay.
I remember I was talking to this dude about climate change, and eventually I was just like, look, bro, I hate doing this, but like, literally I don't know anything and you don't know anything, but I have an older brother who's a PhD, like, climate scientist who like, he's like working with solar energy, like, and he really believes that it's real. And so I'm just going to take his word for it. And if you don't believe me, like, here's a whole bunch of studies that he did. His name's all over this shit. Like, if you Google, like, him, you can just find his, like, fucking thesis from his PhD. So you can see, like, the fucking research that he did. Yeah. So when dude's like, I did research. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
This dude did research. This is what research looks like. Yeah. And this guy tells me when I talk to him, he's like, yeah, motherfucker, it's real. And I'm like, all right, it's probably real. And so I like send this dude like all this shit. And I was like, bro, look, like, shit's real. Yeah. And then he was like, okay, look at like who funded those studies. I was like, bro, it was a Canadian. He was at a Canadian university. So while he studied, the Liberal government, the Conservative government, he was at the U of A, so the Alberta government. He went to SFU, so the BC government. And then also a whole bunch of like private investors, the college itself. Like, what are you talking about? Who invested this? Like, this wasn't funded by the oil companies.
I know, that's everyone's first thing is like, well, yeah, we'll follow the money.
We'll follow the money. Like, bro, the money from a Canadian university.
It's like, follow the money on everything. And it's not it never tells like a happy story. You're never like, everything's what I thought it should be.
Yeah.
But like, I know. And
it's so funny.
Like,
so with these people,
someone is funding all of these schools across the entire world to come up with the same conclusion.
And it's so, that's the other thing. It's like, it's peer-reviewed science, bro. Like, this shit isn't just like some guy saying
Democrats.
It's like other people from other countries who are confirming it and studying it in separate labs
and
coming up with the same conclusion.
It's all fake, man. Like, it's to get Donald Trump out of power.
It's so crazy because that's the other thing that I've taught. Again, I don't hate. I like bringing this up. It's kind of cool. Yeah. But like, my brother came to Edmonton a couple times for like conferences, but he also went to like Vegas and Toronto and Norway and like a bunch of other places for like these international like science conferences where they talked about like water splitting and like all this shit. And he would listen to like talks from like PhDs from around the world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, bro, this isn't like a thing where like It's
Yeah.
you follow the money. It's like these. It's a community. Like that's
Yeah.
that's like saying like stand-up comedy got together to like
to fund something, which is a joke in itself.
But like you know what I mean?
money?
Like stand-up comedy got together to like create this virus. It's like, what do you mean stand-up comedy?
Yeah,
like,
what?
It's an institution?
Yeah,
Like,
we all got together, pitched in, because we thought it would help if you closed down all the rooms.
like it's so funny. They're like, the
conspiracies-
scientists.
Yeah, and it's like not even conspiracy theories anymore. It's just people being like, well,
Bro, that's the other thing.
Wow.
I love a good conspiracy.
well, why don't you just...
I love a good conspiracy. Talk to me
Yeah.
about 9/11 and aliens all day, dude.
Yeah.
But like those have actual question marks. Like there's government documents that you can be like, hey, why is this all blanked out? And there's leads and there's like actual citable evidence for things. But this is just like, you got nothing. You're going on nothing. You're just running on, I don't like to be told what to do.
And like 99% of scientists are in on this scam.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Like, well, why would they all... Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What would the point of like the scam be?
yeah. Like for what? For who?
To make us buy a different source of energy?
It was China. It came from China. This didn't come from no bat. You trying to tell me? That's the best too. Like, so it came from a bat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
What?
Yeah.
That's your
You're
argument?
not a scientist. I'm not a scientist. Let's go ask a scientist.
But that's your argument? Like that's,
I know. Yeah. Oh, it came from a bat? Really?
You can't tell this came from a lab. This was a weapon.
Oh, yeah. I was like, no, that's lab, dude. You can taste the
Yeah, you can
sterilization.
taste the lab.
You can taste the cleanliness of the lab. I know. It's so weird. Like,
It's the weirdest time to choose to be a conspiracy theorist. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. Like for me, a conspiracy needs to come in hindsight. We're too close to this for it to be a conspiracy.
yeah,
yet.
you're right.
You can't you couldn't conspiracy 9/11 the day it happened because what are you conspiracying on? Like there's too
that's a
much.
lot.
You have no idea.
Too many moving parts.
Yeah. There's nothing. You have nothing to run on yet.
Yeah.
So you had to do it like 10 years in the future. Like to get a real conspiracy theory going, you had to wait for Snowden. Snowden started the real 9/11 conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was like, oh, it's an inside job and blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, oh, they knew about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to look about a decade or even beyond that after the thing to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I see what the conspiracy was.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, this is a conspiracy. Like, okay.
Good. How?
Yeah.
Where? Who?
Tell me more.
Go on.
Oh, well, you
Bill
just,
Gates?
buddy, just do the
The
research.
summit.
Yeah, Bill Gates. Yeah. Oh man, I know, and it's sad because it's just like I don't like reading stuff that lots of people I know write on social media.
It's fucking stupid.
And like I mean, we're so deep into this thing, it's getting like really annoying and it's getting stupid, and like people are starting to be like, what the fuck's going on? But it's sad to see people like really start to get into that. Like, well, I don't really,
Bro, it's crazy that like I hate it. Feels like this is taking over the whole world, but it is. So like, what the fuck else are we going to talk about?
Yeah, what else
It's
are
a
we gonna talk
morning
about?
show.
Yeah.
Start
Start with disease.
To me, it's like even the people that are typically in my world, the ones who you're like eye rolling at their Facebook, like, okay, like even those guys are on team like wear a mask, stay home. Like even like the comedians who are always like the other side of like, well, maybe he's not such a bad guy. Like all those guys are still like, hey man, wear a mask, stay home. Like racist uncle, wear a mask, stay home. Like he's pissed that he has to go to work. It's like, that's crazy. I never thought racist uncle was going to be pissed that he had to go to work.
He had to go to work, yeah.
Like, he's usually like, I got my fucking boots ready to call for overtime. But he's like, why the fuck are they still making us go to work?
Yeah.
There's a goddamn pandemic.
It's strange, man. It's bringing out weird parts of people.
Yeah. So it's like, even the people that I would suspect to be like the right wing or the conspiracy or the anti-government or whatever are like okay, stay home, wear a mask, like most people. But then for some reason, there's just these fringe psychos who are like, you're all under the spell. It's like, we all agree. Everyone agrees. Left wing, right wing, we all agree.
Yeah, and if it's not that guy, if it's not about COVID, it's that guy pre-COVID, which was just like, you're all snowflakes and it's all this leftist conspiracy to something, and the things they say, you're just like, you're so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, this one can't be. Like, you got to know, like, at some point, you got to be like, okay.
And even if it escaped from a lab or whatever, we fucking have it. Like, we have to figure it out now. We can't just be like, oh, escape from a lab, it's over.
Yeah.
No, it's still out there. And like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Like, you're not helping by just saying.
You're not helping. That's exactly it.
Escape from a lab.
Escape from a lab. Okay.
Can't tell me it was a bad.
Yeah, wear a mask, dipshit.
All right. Sick.
Yeah, man. I'm getting so sick of that shit. Just like not like full conspiracy, but just like leaning towards it, just coming up in like daily conversation with strangers, where you're just like, I don't want to. Like, why are we talking about this?
Yeah, I know. I like that everyone. There's always something about it that everyone doesn't believe.
Yeah,
like no one that you talk to is fully convinced of all of it.
Yeah.
Like, no one. They all have like this one thing, like, but you can't tell me. Like, and they all.
But the number of influenza is down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
That's my one. Is I don't understand the flu thing. The flu numbers have been blowing my mind since the beginning of this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's generally older, vulnerable people, like immunocompromised people who die of the flu every year, which I think it is, and those people all like died of COVID this year, I think that would affect the numbers. But well, I don't know. Maybe.
The weird thing is when you look at the April-May numbers and you look at the September-October numbers.
Why?
Because April-May was consistent with every other year, like just a normal flu season, actually a little worse than usual. It was like 8,000 and our average is like 7,000 something. And then this is in Alberta. And then in September, October, it was 0. They literally said 0 cases. So it's like,
when have we ever isolated ourselves like this?
But in April and May, like that's what I'm saying.
That was like near the start of it all.
But COVID cases have gone up. So it's like COVID has gone up, but the flu has completely disappeared. But the flu was normal in May when COVID was down.
Yeah. I have no idea, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just, the flu number, because the first I was like, the reason I thought of this was completely independent of anything that I read or thought of. I was just like, I wonder if any of this isolation stuff has affected our flu numbers. Yeah. So in the summer, I was like, well, flu season just passed. We'll get the fucking data from that. Check this out. Like, oh, weird. The flu numbers like didn't change. Like in isolation from March to fucking May, that whole flu season, everything was
like mid-March. Like that's still like a short period of time.
March 15th, but it was more isolation than we were in September. It was more shut down. There was like less cases of corona. There was less travel happening. And the flu didn't drop off at all. And then when we reopened, we were on phase 3 and everyone was back partying. The flu entirely disappeared.
I think it's a conspiracy, man.
Well, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just don't know what's going on. It's very weird.
Yeah. See, those types of things annoy me right now because that's fodder for people to be like, like, I don't know the answer either, but see?
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm thinking, like, it seems like
And I have nothing to say back to what you're saying.
It seems like the Alberta government was just trying to, like, be like, oh, look, this is working. We didn't get any flu cases because, like, no one went to the hospital to be like, I have the normal flu. Yeah. So, like, instead of doing any actual, like, they're like, look, no one came in and said they had the flu. We got rid of the flu with all these measures.
I don't think anyone's bragging about getting rid of the flu.
No, they did. They like posted a whole bunch of news articles about how there's 0 flu cases and it's because of social distancing and all this stuff. Yeah. Like they ran a whole news thing about it, and I was like, "What are you talking about? You guys, because this didn't happen the last time we did this, so this can't be the reason."
Right.
They either aren't correlated, or something happened last time, or this is a lie.
But again, I just hate that like.
But it's weird.
None of us know the answer, but that can be used as like a See?
Yeah, but that's what I hate.
See,
Is
they don't know. They're not telling. We don't know.
Instead of looking at it like the way I'm looking at it and be like, I wonder what's going on there. Like,
I wonder what that is.
I wonder what part I'm missing. Or
I wonder why the anomaly.
Yeah. I wonder what's up with that weird anomaly that I can't straighten out in my head because I'm missing a bunch of information. Yeah. A lot of people would be like, they're fucking lying to us. You see right there, 0 cases? That can't be fucking true.
You're curious just to know. Other people are curious because they think they're being attacked.
Yeah, it's like a weird defensive
No
thing.
matter what it is, like everything.
And you know, that's been a problem of mine with like people is I will like want to like know the answer to things out of like curiosity, and we'll just like perplex, like kind of playing devil's advocate, but just trying to walk like with someone to the answer. And like, why the fuck are you arguing with me? I'm like, dude, I'm literally not arguing. I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying.
I thought we were researching.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Like, I thought we were in this together.
Yeah. Why are you arguing with me?
Like,
what?
I thought we were like walking along to the end of the path.
Walking along the path together as friends.
Yeah, especially, oh man, that's been the issue of mine in relationships. Because I'll say something, and then the person I'm dating will be like, no. And I'll be like, yeah. And then I'll be like, let's talk about it, and try and talk it out. And they're like, you always argue. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to.
You always argue. No, I don't.
You're like, no.
Yeah, you do. No, I don't.
I'm just trying to, because I said, and then you said, no, so you argued.
I know. You just keep talking, and you just say every word you say, you're like, I'm fucking myself.
Yeah, you're like, I shouldn't have said that you started this argument.
Yeah, but I can't just stop mid-sentence. I'm too proud.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah, I'm digging a hole, but I'm a fucking one hell of a hole digger. Exactly.
This is why we've got a podcast instead of girlfriends.
Yep, that's right. Cheers to that, man. That should be the end of the podcast forever. Just that's our sign off.
Then we go get girlfriends, and just our lives get immediately better.
And start a video blog. Start a vlog.
A travel vlog with them.
Ooh, damn.
Travel and fitness. You get back into marathons.
Oh man, we go to B&Bs across.
Let's drink OJ tomorrow morning, make scrambled eggs, and talk about this.
Yes, buddy, I've been back running. Got the dark. There's
you figured out the machine turns on the way you thought it did.
Stupid ass treadmill.
You figured out that the way to turn the machine on was the way you thought it was.
Well, I eventually
just the normal way.
I eventually brought up the fucking user's manual on my phone. I'm standing there in the I like running in the dark in this room because the lights it's like fluorescent lights or whatever. It's like not. Like
so you just didn't have the power onto the whole room?
No. Because this whole time I was like, maybe it's the lights. Maybe there's an on-off switch under a switch that you would never touch. That someone turns off so someone gets off it and goes all the way down there and goes. So they turn it right off. So the one day it started working for a while and I was like, sweet, and then it stopped working again and I was like, what is going? At one point I thought I had to have the lights down for the breaker or some shit. But then I was standing there. I pulled up the owner's manual on my phone to figure out, and I'm like, there's a fucking on-off switch at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoever it is still turns that shit off. Who would know to look there?
Dude, you know who? It's probably some weird, this is something that's bothered me for my whole fucking life. As someone who is just worked normal shift work.
Yeah.
Closing duties are fucking insane most of the time.
Yeah.
It's flipping those switches off. Turning all the full on off switches off on all the coffee machines and stuff. It's what is this for? This is unplugging your oven before you go to bed.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is
why?
There's no need to do this every single night. We take the whole thing apart just to turn it all off, and then the morning person comes in and puts it back together.
Yeah. This seems like a make work project, motherfucker. Yeah.
Who? Why?
Yeah. Dude, when I eventually figured it out, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
I guarantee it was a janitor who goes through and flips them all off or something.
Mad.
Because
I was it was starting to get to me. I was like, how can I not figure this out? I touched everything on it. I checked the plug.
I didn't touch underneath it.
I didn't go under to the little on-off switch.
That's where the clitoris is.
You know what?
Go in and
I still haven't found the on-off button.
You got to go under and then up and then flick it back towards you. That's how you turn
Dude,
the
I even-
machine on. It's
Gotta
like
be
a
this, I
hotel
don't know.
room shower. It's like, why do they have to be the most difficult showers to use?
Yeah.
Can't the hotel room shower just be like a knob pull to turn the shower on, like every normal shower in the world?
Yeah.
It's always like these weird.
It's got a fucking remote. You're like, what?
Bro, there are so many where you have to pull like the bottom of the faucet down to make the thing go. Why?
I know, and you're standing there naked, like, how do I fucking
Just
make this work?
looking at a tap, like all there is one knob, and all it does is go left and right.
Like, I shouldn't have got drunk before this. Put your beer down.
Your feet are wet.
Yeah. Because it's a hotel.
God damn
so you
it.
probably haven't shower beers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Why are people making shit complicated?
I know, and like those weird. It's like mall fucking bathroom sinks.
Trying to figure out where the sensor is and shit.
Why is it always? Why do the malls have the worst ones of all time?
Yeah.
Like restaurants have kind of started to figure it back out. They were fine when we were kids, and they tried to be in the future, which never works. And now they've technology has caught up to where they thought they were in like 2006.
Right. Yeah, everything's all futuristic in the bathroom now. We were like, ooh.
Yeah, have you seen those places where there's the little knob for the hot cold, and then there's the sensor?
No.
There's you might see this at a restaurant. Life hack, internet time. It's a breakfast morning show.
Morning show. Here's how to get more time out of your day.
Here's a life hack some of you might not know.
Life hacks with Alex Fortin.
When you go to a washroom in public, some of them might have this is real though. Some of them might have like this little there's like it almost looks like a lever on the side of it. There's like a little metal lever, and it's like the hot and cold like
fancy
thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just one of those big like loopy metal candy canes with the little black sensor at the bottom. But the sensor actually sees you when you're in front of it.
Oh, that's nice.
And the little thing works. Yeah, it's usually like an Earl's or a Cactus Club or like something that's, you know.
The one at my work, because at my work right now, they've got like half the bathroom like X'd off, so you can only use this one sink. And it's got
of course, because the COVID might
Yeah. It's got a soap dispenser.
It's funny that
that has never recognized me.
It's funny that instead of to be like, you can't be within 6 feet of each other, so instead everyone use only one sink.
I know.
Like all of you touch the same one sink instead of these three.
Oh, it's all sensors, baby. But the sensors don't. I have to get the soap. I have to go like. I have to like really move around, and I don't know why. This one has never worked for me, and I get back to the office after COVID. I'm like, oh, come on, this is the one we have to use. So I have to like get my hands wet, and then I'm just like.
Have you asked anyone else if they've had the same issue?
I see other people using it, man,
and it just works.
It just works fine.
That happened. There was one girl. We had a fingerprint. This was creepy. I don't know why we had it, but we had a fingerprint sensor to clock in at one of my work.
Oh yeah,
yeah, super weird.
Yeah, that's a little. That's futuristic.
I was hesitant.
Yeah,
but
that's sketchy.
Yeah, I was like, "Why the fuck are you guys taking my finger there?" It's just to like clock in, and I was like. There's a clock in function like on the like iOS. Like, no, but this one is integrated with the internet system. I was like, well, so it's taking my fingerprint to the system that's integrated on the internet that knows about my finances?
Yeah, why?
I don't like this.
Why?
I don't know how I feel about this.
No.
So anyways, I gave in.
Yeah.
So we had to go use this fingerprint thing. And there was this one girl that like, it was like, nope, you're a liar. That's not you. No,
oh, man.
This fingerprint's not in the system. I don't know why you keep trying it. like every day. She'd just be there for like
every day
2 minutes. And it made you do 2 fingers in case that happened. And she'd be trying both. And it was like, nope.
My God.
And like some guy from the back would come in like, oh, excuse me. Like, beep, beep. Like go all the way back.
That's awesome.
It's so funny.
When my hands get clammy, I can't text anymore. My phone stops recognizing my fucking fingerprint.
You sweaty pig.
I know. I'm a fucking
it's like,
mess.
Quit sweating. Go for a run. You don't need to text
Listen to
anyone.
our podcast because I'm dying slowly.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. 35 minutes talking about COVID. Does that sound like a breakfast show to you?
That sounds like a breakfast show to me, buddy.
All right.
Let's see what else we got. I read that in France, it's now illegal to mock someone's regional accent, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, but you can still draw the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh! It's called glottophobie.
Yeah, you can't make fun of
Glottophobie.
You can't make fun of where they're
Whew, they're having a tough time over there in
growing their
France.
grapes. But
Yeah.
you can draw their sacred love.
You can make fun of their stupid accent. I think that it's so funny. Like there's so much problems in the world. Like so much crazy shit happening. France in particular, there's so much crazy stuff happening. All these issues, all these problems. And it's like, hey, stop those funny regional accents.
I think maybe that's what this is about.
Those are mean.
Because isn't there like a civil war going on?
There's not a civil war. There's
Isn't like regional, like it's like two different peoples from different
in
regions.
France?
Yeah.
No, in France right now, it's still a lot about the drawings of the Prophet Muhammad and
no, but there's like a
Islamist.
there's like a war going on in France, like two like different kinds of peoples who
Are you
aren't.
talking about Azerbaijan and Armenia?
I don't know, but they're not native to France, but they're like having a war in France. It's so funny. They're like
I wonder what their
warring
accents are like.
That's what I'm saying. This might be like a response to that.
A war started because someone was like, "Ho ho, that is not how we say it."
What is this? France 24 Civil War news. Yeah, Syria and Libya are like fighting in France.
What? Well, that's rude.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like, this is I don't
Come
know.
over to my house and fight? Fuck.
Yeah, so it's pretty weird. Anyways,
Civil wars, baby.
I should have looked that up before the podcast instead of having all that dead air. But I just heard something about it and then I got reminded of it.
Man, France is a crazy country. There's a lot going on.
Dude, it's so sick. I love that they basically revolted one time. They like overthrew the monarchy. And then since then, they've just been in continuous revolt.
Yeah,
it's just been a constant people's army.
Yeah.
They've just been like, no, stop telling us what to do. And then someone's like, no, we're trying to organize. They're like, no. Did you hear about there's a Netflix documentary about this. There's like this part of France where they have they make a bunch of wine, and apparently it's all just like this one name of wine, and it's from like the region, but they make like a third of the French wine in like the whole world or some shit like that. And whenever the government tries to import wine, they just dump it out in the streets. So they just like dump like tankards of like Spanish wine into the streets and shit.
Oh
and
my
they're
God.
Like, stop trying to sell wine in our country. And they've just been like doing it forever. It's like if you try and fuck with this one part of France and
so
bring
funny.
other wine in, they're just like dump it in the streets. Fuck these people. Burn down their building. This is our town.
Hey, this is starting to sound a little racist there, you guys.
But it's crazy. It's like other French wines too. Like if you just bring in some other, like, we're making a Merlot. They're like, burn it. Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it. Stab them with a pitchfork.
Oh, man. People.
They're just so French. Bro, it's so good. They're like French rednecks. The fucking documentary. It's like, it's one episode of like a bigger series of documentaries.
Yeah.
I'm Googling
Pulling
it
up the
on the
phone
I'm
again.
doing it again on the podcast. Sorry, guys. I wish
All right.
I'm so enthusiastic at first, and then Peter's out at the end.
Peter's out at the end. I thought you were talking about Peter. Good guy. Good guy. I wonder, now I want to know more about French regional accents. They must be goofy as hell if they're outlawing making fun of them. I'm going to open this door because I'm getting hot.
Yeah.
Maybe I still have a fever. Uh-oh. I bought a thermometer for the first time because I was like, I think I have a fever. And someone was like, you should buy a thermometer to know for sure. And I was like, Oh, I never thought of that at 35. And so I went and bought one.
Did you have one as a kid? Like, did your parents make
They must have had one, yeah. But as an adult, I've never bought one. So I went and bought one, and I've taken my temperature more times in the last 48 hours than I probably ever will again in my entire life.
That's so funny.
It's just like, once you have the thing, you're like, fuck, I wonder what it is now. Oh, I feel a little hotter. I wonder if it's just weird, man. Get obsessed. It's like the scale.
You take it orally or rectally?
Well, I just found out you can take it orally.
Rotten season 2.
Okay, Rotten.
It's about the Languedoc region of France.
Oh.
They make like a third of the world's wine or some shit.
Oh, damn.
Or a ninth, or I don't know what the fuck it is.
But a lot.
They make a fuck ton. Yeah, there's like... I can't
big
remember.
Old amount of wine.
I remember they said some like fraction, and I was like, "There's no way." And then I googled it. I was like, "That's crazy! I've never even heard of this shit."
Well,
and
like
they
a
make
tiny
that much?
region in a country making like a fraction of the world's wine is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like one of those weird like, did you know facts?
Yeah, I like how in places like France and like I guess Scotland a little bit too. You just like you make a liquor and you're like it has to be from here, otherwise it's not it.
Yeah,
like
Scotch.
champagne or Scotch.
Yeah,
we're like. You're making the same thing?
No.
Has to be from here, bud.
Otherwise, it's not.
Like, that's dope. That's such a badass way of being like, you can't.
It's so funny. It's like...
No, it's not authentic if you do it, so...
Chemically, exactly the same every way. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't feel the same. Doesn't feel the same.
It's not from the ground here.
Yeah.
Didn't have the same potassium concentrates as a seedling.
That's right. That's right. But it's from this region
what if you take
Edmonton, so...
What if you go to like Scotland and you just take a bunch of dirt from like a Scotch farm?
Oh, no, man. It has to be...
And then you plant it in a little planter in your backyard and you grow one Scotch plant there.
One Scotch plant?
You know what I'm saying?
Just take the plant and bring it out into a 2-6.
Yeah, take the no, you fucking don't bring it out. You juice the Scotch berries, you idiot.
The Scotch berries. The Scotch berries taste like Scotch berries.
Smoky. These ones must be from California.
Yeah.
Boom! It's a morning show, baby.
All day long. Did you watch Tyson Jones?
No,
I watched it.
Yeah, wow. I don't understand how pay-per-view still. Well, I do understand how pay-per-view exists still because people like you still watch it.
Dude, I went to the bar and almost got COVID.
I know. That's why.
They would have bought it whether I was there or not.
You should have just started. Everyone should have started ignoring pay-per-view in like 2006, and we all would have just had the fights online by now.
No, man. We would have had to pay. Nothing's free. Nothing's free, baby.
Yeah, unless you...
It's free if you go to a restaurant and just drink 5 beers instead.
I guess. But yeah, I didn't want to have to go get COVID.
5 beers aren't free.
I didn't want to have to get COVID or pay for it. And then like... And it was a YouTuber. It was a YouTuber fighting a basketball player.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
And then 2 old guys having an exhibition.
Well, there was a couple good fights, but
I watched
Nate Robinson.
Highlights.
I don't know why he's. Oh man, the memes out of that. People doing the Nate Robinson challenge where they're just so
funny
on the ground, and people put they drew the NBA logo around him, and they're like NBA never box again. Ooh,
so good. Yeah. That honestly, I think that saved Tyson and Roy Jones from getting just molested in the headlines.
No, it was it was like everyone was totally happy with the Tyson Jones fight. No one gives a shit about Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
I see. The internet tells a different story because the entire internet was talking about how it looked like 2 uncles fighting. No.
One person made that joke, and then everyone made that joke, including Snoop Dogg, who's getting the credit for it.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's like everyone was like roasting. Can you imagine if some other dude didn't get his fucking ass knocked out and then you just watch 2 old guys like have an exhibition?
Dude, nobody was watching the other fights.
I know, but here's the thing. Like, you understand what's happening, but most people watched that fight thinking it was going to be Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson. The same way when people watched Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, people were like, oh, that was the worst fight ever. I was like, no, it wasn't. That was a great boxing match.
Yeah, Pacquiao was hurt, which was bullshit.
Yeah, but like, it was fine. Just like you didn't obviously know anything going into this. Like you obviously had no idea going into this.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same situation where there's a lot of people just being like, oh, it's two old guys, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well,
but it is two old guys.
I know, but that's it's like, yeah, dude, that's why I didn't go watch it or pay money
like,
to see it.
You're not breaking any new territory by being like, it's like two old guys fighting. It's two guys in their 50s fighting.
But that's what I'm saying.
Mike Tyson looked fine. I think what's hilarious out of this, the exhibition was great. If you look on like boxing websites and shit, everyone's fine with it. Everyone thinks it was okay.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing crazy. It wasn't an embarrassment. It wasn't a farce. It was a real thing. Roy Jones he was overpowered. He tried to do his kind of like in and out kind of thing, but he was older now. He's not as fast as he was. But the crazy thing that's coming out of all of this is Mike Tyson thinking that he can fight real heavyweight champions today. He thinks that he can fight Deontay Wilder, who is a fucking monster. Ooh. He thinks he can fight Tyson Fury, who's twice his size and a fucking monster. Tyson would get killed. But he honestly thinks
it's like they forget. It's like they forget who they were. You know what I mean? Like, Can you, dude, go think back to when you were 18? Remember when you were fucking? I would eat your fucking babies.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if some 52-year-old came out of retirement and was like, I could fight for the fucking belt. I just won an exhibition against Roy Jones, motherfucker. I could take you. Like, you would have snapped his goddamn neck in the first round. Yeah. And that's what they're going to do to you.
You know what's funny is all the other old boxers, like Evander Holyfield, is like, the world wants to see a trilogy. It's like, the world doesn't care, man. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be a trilogy. It's an exhibition where both guys win and both guys get a belt, which is adorable.
Yeah, that's the funniest, like, participation. For a generation that shits on participation ribbons, they really love.
The only way they could get that fight to happen was as an exhibition. There's no way they could be cleared to fight a real fight.
Yeah, but what's the point of the belts is the thing. Like, that's
like the WBO,
most participation ribbon.
Totally. It's so funny though. Like, oh man, he and Evander Holyfield even. Oh no, this was George Foreman. Okay, so George Foreman, like he fought a long time and then took like
guy, right?
Yeah, took like 10 years off and fought like into like he was a champion in his 50s. He was like he looks horrible when he's doing it, but he's just so big and strong that like he was able to do it. And he was like, if Tyson takes 2 or 3 more exhibitions, I think he can fight one of the current heavyweight champions. And it's like that is the craziest thing anyone's ever said. Ever.
Yeah.
But all of it is the fighter's mentality is that you always have one left. Buster Douglas, I think is his name, who beat Tyson in one of his last fights, was like, oh man, all fighters think they still have one left. It's like, dude, you're old. Like,
but bro, do you not have any hindsight? Like, do you not remember what it was like to be the young guy looking at the old guy and being like, oh, you want to try?
But if the old guy can fuck you up, then hell yeah. And sometimes the old guy can fuck you up. In this case, I don't think the old guy can fuck. Plus, Tyson smokes weed before his fights. Like he could never get cleared to fight a true heavyweight.
Yeah.
He could never in a lifetime get cleared to fight. Yeah. What athletic commission would be like, this is a good idea? He said he smoked weed before and after the fight, which I respect.
Yeah. That's sick.
Which is cool. Yeah. When as he was leaving the arena, there was a group of fans, so he went over to sign some autographs, and some guy swung on him. Yeah.
Holy.
And his bodyguards and shit, like.
Yeah, that's the worst idea you ever had.
Yeah.
That's like, did you see the dude try and drop kick, like Sylvester Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, and they got as soon as it's over, and then you see them like putting hands on the guy. It's like.
Bye.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah. Also insane that he just like took it. He was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like he just didn't move like
a running drop kick to the because you see
from
the guy
our like blind side too. Like he wasn't expecting that. His body
right in the middle of your back.
And he was just like ooh.
He's like, oh shit.
Who is we?
Yeah. Who dares?
Who dares to kick Arnie? You want to drop kick Arnie? You will get a beat down of your life. It's a morning show doing impressions now. Get down.
Get down.
I'm the governor. You want to drop kick me?
I'm like, what balls to be like, is that Schwarzenegger? And then throw what I have to describe as a pretty perfectly executed drop kick.
Bro, like.
But holy goddamn.
It feels like it would have been worse if he hurt him.
Yeah. If you hurt him, like, ooh. Because I'm sure those guys.
Like, that was the best case scenario,
Yeah.
is that, like, Arnie took it and you got your ass beat.
Yeah. It's one of those cases where I'm sure the guys who took him into custody, like, waited a bit to call the cops before turning him over, you know?
Maybe one of those.
Maybe gave him a little face paint.
Give him some eyeshadow.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for.
The old I destroyed eyeshadow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There we go.
Yep, that's probably a good place to end it.
Yeah, I like it.
You got any shows coming up, Alex?
Fuck no, man. You?
No, just this one every week, baby.
Yes, sir. COVID free.
COVID-free.
So far.
So far, yeah. The nasal swab test, not so bad.
Yeah.
If you're as brave as I am.
Yeah. Anything's a naval swab test if you're brave enough.
That's true. Yeah. A naval swab test?
I know. I thought about correcting it. I was like, nah, I'm going to leave it.
I'm going to leave it. We'll edit that out in post. No, we won't.
No. What, post? Okay, bye.
Kersey. You guys, listen. Bye.
Bye.